All right, welcome to level 7. We have this question. We have to convert this number, this decimal number, into words, right? Okay, so the trick is what you want to do is cover up the decimal point, okay, and any numbers, any leading zeros before you get to actual digits, right? All right, and then read that number. All right, it's 31,657. All right, so what you want to do is you want to break it up into every three numbers, right? So you're going to put a little break between the 1 and the 6. So the 7 is in the ones place, the 5 is in the tens, the 6 is in the hundreds, and you put a little tiny space here. So then this is in the thousands and that's in the 10,000s. All right, so when we're reading in the thousands, we're just going to read the number out that's in the thousands block, right? So 31 and then thousands. So 31,000, all right, and then 657. So I'm going to write that. So 31,000, okay, and then 657. 657. But I'm not finished. 31,657, and then the next step is we want to say, okay, well, what's the last decimal place? All right, so this is tenths, hundredths, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions. So the 7 is in the millions place, and we just have to write that. All right, and that is it. All right, here's another question, and I'm going to do the same trick. I'm going to cover up the decimal, okay, and any leading zeros before I get to actual digits, okay? And here we are. So 22,638, okay? So our thousandths place is the 2, so we read that block out first. So 22, then the 1,000, then 638, and then the last decimal place. So 22,638. Okay, and then the last decimal place, which is once again going to be in the millions. So tenths, hundredths, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions. And that's it. Okay, here's another one with a nice leading zero again. And so the shortcut is, or the trick is, to just cover up the decimal point, anything before the decimal point, leading zeros. Okay, now if you have a number before the decimal point, you'd have to read that number out and then read the decimal as and. But since we have 0 before it, we don't have to do that. Okay, so that's just 2,911. So we're going to write that, 2,911, and then we're going to read out the last decimal place. So 2,911. Okay, and then the last decimal place is in 100,000s place. So tenths, hundredths, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. Okay, tenths, hundredths, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. Okay, THS, don't forget that. All right, that's it. All right, let's do this one. And so if I cover up, and you would normally cover this up by using your hand. I'm using my calculator because you can't see my hand. So 75. Okay, so it's that easy. So 75, and the last decimal place, okay, which is 10,000s. So tenths, hundredths, thousands, 10,000s. 282 10,000ths. So 282, so we cover up the the 0 before the decimal, and any leading zeros before the number, and then we read the number out loud. 282, 282, and then we read the last decimal place. Okay? Tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths. And that's it. Okay, here's one last question. This one has no leading zeros, so I just want to make sure that we can all do that. So I don't have any leading zeros in this case, but I'm going to cover up the decimal point and just read this number. So that's going to be, all right, so this is, we're pretending this is like a whole number, so this is your ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, right? So the thousands in the 5 place. That's where the 5 is. So 35,266. So I'm going to write that. So 35,266. Then the last decimal place. Okay, which is 100,000ths. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths, 100,000ths. And that's it. Have an excellent day.